This is Dispatches from Myrtle Beach with Charles Neal and my son Link that you can see is sitting right across from me again.
Yes, sir.
We're live and in person.
This is our last one, Dad.
Last one.
Before you head on back, I'm sending you packing.
Yeah, well,
tomorrow.
You know, they say, you know, when you have visitors come and stay with you, if they stay more than 3 days, they start to smell.
That's not how it's a saying, though.
Yes, it's a saying.
What's the saying? It has something to do with fish?
Yes, like fish. They start to stink and have
something like that.
Something like that to them. I mean,
okay.
You know, but I don't think you'd run me off because I stayed more than 3 days.
You're the one who's like, I have to get back.
Yeah, I got to get back because the SOS starts.
And that is the Myrtle Beach exercises where they find people who are stranded at sea?
No, it's Society of Stranders for Shaggers that go dancing.
Okay. Yeah, you got to get back for your shagging.
Yeah, because my back's getting a little better and I'm probably going to be able to go dancing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Glad to hear it.
So
we'll get you out of here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it goes on for 10 days, so if something happens, I'll be all right.
You're not missing too much of it.
No, not too much.
I'm glad you came out here. It has been fun doing these episodes in person.
Well, it's been fun doing everything. I mean, the stuff I did with all y'all for this upcoming show that's upcoming, and that's about it. All I'm going to say about that is, as I get, the longer I do this with y'all and stuff, I get to learn a whole lot more about how this stuff works. So it's pretty interesting.
Do you remember the line that you had the most difficulty with?
No. No, I'm trying to remember. No, I can't remember.
You can remember some of it. Come on.
No, I can't remember it. I can't.
You can't even remember the sorry part?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, not sorry. Sorry, but not sorry.
That's still not exactly right.
That still ain't right. No, but
sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. I'm
that was
sorry.
It.
Sorry, not sorry. I'm
That's
not
it.
sorry. Yeah.
You just said it right.
Yeah. After 2 days worth of
Yeah, you finally got it.
A day too late.
We will use that audio and we'll splice that into the edit. That will work.
That'll work. Yeah, but
it's always gold when we get you to put things in your own words. And I think that's one of the things I enjoy so much about this show is that it's in your own words.
Yeah. Well, I got besides having a great time here, before I came out here, I'm going to give a holler out to Chaz and Gwendolyn.
There is a Chaz?
There is a Chaz. And I thought that was kind of ironic because and he has a little band he plays in, and he was like 24 years old, but he was they met. We were up front where the band was playing at the Horseshoe at North Myrtle Beach, and he come up to me and said, "You are Charles Neal from Dispatches from Myrtle Beach," and I said, "That would be correct."
Holler out.
And so I'm giving them a holler out, and then we got a holler out from Jessica that we're going to cue up. And bless you, son.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Yeah, we are some kin the way we can sneeze. I'm telling you.
Yeah. We have similar sneezes. Jessica, you were saying?
So we got a picture of a holler out to Jessica. Just wanted to share that it's a phenomenon.
Oh my gosh. So this is a grocery store label printed on deli cookies. And Dad, you do the honors. What does it say?
Oh, Lord. Chocolate chunk cookies.
You can't even spell it. No, it says cholate.
Cholate.
Chunk cookies.
Yeah. Cholate chunk cookies.
The first thing you almost said was chocolate.
Yeah.
Because when you see that, you see chocolate.
Yes, I do.
No, that's cholate, Dad. Cholate chunk cookies.
Cholate chunk cookies. Well,
It's a phenomenon. It's in the water. It's in the cookie dough.
Must be with Jessica. Cholate chunk cookies. But you still, and I still thought it was chocolate. But
Yeah. I mean, if you squint, maybe it is.
Well,
I can understand CHOCLATE, chocolate, without the second O, but I don't know. I'm still not with you on this one.
well, I'm still working on it. It's time for another edition of Myrtle Beach Mailbag. Well, Link, we got an email from Michelle, and he says, my dad's name is also Charles, and he goes by Charlie.
Okay.
He's 73, same age I am,
Oh.
and is a cabinet builder and woodworker and has been in that line of work for longer than any of his kids have been alive. He's always endearingly said he has never met a painter that was not a little bit crazy. So my question for you is, as a painter, do you have any observations about other tradespeople? Oh, Lord. Michelle, you don't need to get me started on this. I'm probably going to get, I am going to be a little crazy, might go somewhere else, because in all the years, and listen, I've been painting about 45 years.
Wow.
And when I used to do new construction, I'd go around the jobs while they were trimming up and putting trim work up and check on the people doing the sheetrock work. And before I'd go into paint to make sure that at least they did a halfway decent job.
Okay.
And I'd go into some of these jobs, and these trim carpenters would be putting up trim work and crown molding and stuff, and they'd say, oh, hell, just put it up where the painter can fix it. And I'd walk around a little while, and then I'd go over there, and I'd find a man that was in charge, and I said, these boys that's working for you really thinks I can fix a piece of shit like y'all putting up there? And with a crack that wide in it, I said, they don't make caulk that good. I said, so I have had several times in my life when between people that do sheetrock mud work and don't do it very well and leave it where it's not finished and not put the fourth coat on it or something, that, and called the contractor I was working for and said, I am not going back and painting this house till somebody comes back and fixes this sheetrock.
Ooh.
So
there is no love lost with the trim carpenters and the sheetrock hangers.
And I usually
with Dad the painter.
No, I mean, because they
and then they show up and they're like, well, he's just crazy. He's been sniffing too much of that paint.
Yeah, that's
Look,
probably
that gap. He thinks there's a gap. He thinks there's not another coat. He's been sniffing too hard.
But
you deny that? So you're not crazy?
No, I'm maybe back then I was probably really borderline.
All right.
But I mean, I knew what it take to have good work and work behind somebody that knew what they were doing and not have to say anything. So I just got tired of fixing all the people's stuff because they thought a painter could caulk and fix anything and make it look right. So
what about plumbers or electricians? Do you have any opinions on them?
Well,
what about roofers? Anybody else you want to pick on?
No, I usually listen. I don't mess. Me and you have done a little plumbing together.
Oh yeah, remember that sink we fixed, man?
Yeah,
Woo, that was special.
I got a friend of mine that I went in and helped and remodeled his house when I moved to the beach, and he asked me about doing some plumbing work, and I said, I don't do plumbing work. I said, I can tear up more plumbing in 15 minutes than a man can fix in 2 days.
So you got respect for the plumbers.
And electricians, because when I got back out of the Army, I worked for electrician for about 6 months and got shocked and thought I was going to die up under a house.
You thought you were going to die?
Well,
Because
I
it
mean,
hurt or did it knock you out?
It didn't knock me out, but it knocked me loose, and I crawled out from under the house and quit. I walked back to my car. And
Okay.
So the work that they do and that gets inspected before anything else, sheetrock or wood or whatever gets put on the walls, it's got to be done right anyway. So I got respect for them.
But roofers have got to be a little wild because they're up there on heights and they're just on the precipice of a fall at any turn, on angled.
Oh, well,
I think you should invite people to tell us what they think. If we want to hear some more of these tradesmen, get them to email you.
You can email me at ratherbyshaggin53@aol.com. But
let us know if you're a tradesperson or close to someone who is, like, what other reputations, and if you want to defend finished carpenters or sheetrock hangers, try your best.
Oh yeah, do what you're supposed to do. Yeah, because listen, you asked me about roofing. I used to have a crew, and we used to put metal roofs on, so I know about climbing up and down and doing some roofing work, but too old for that now.
I think they're crazy too.
Yeah,
painters and roofers, I think, are the crazy ones.
Yeah, they may be. I don't know. Of course, I might be crazy for a lot of other reasons besides just because I've been painting. But
what about well, I mean, I want to hear about the masons. We can move on, but let's come back to it.
That's hard work. Laying cinder block and brick.
It's hard.
That's hard work.
Okay.
But Michelle, that. I hope that answered your question with what we had, and we got another email from Shelby. It says, "My favorite thing about Dispatches is when Charles shares childhood stories with Link. My best memories with my mom was when she would tell me about growing up in the 70s and 80s. It made me think, what were some of your favorite toys?" Well,
tell me.
I can remember when I was about 9 years old, and it was Christmas, and Daddy come from over at the oil company where he was working and had a go-kart in the back of the truck.
A one-seater or two-seater?
Just a one-seater.
Oh, okay.
So this had to been like in 1962 or 3.
Okay.
And I hadn't never really rode anything but like a bicycle.
Yeah.
And something with a motor on the back of it.
Oh, yeah.
And that you could have.
Was it one of those that was like really flat and it had the lawnmower motor type behind you, and then you just sat in the seat?
You had to pull it by hand, and he had to crank it, and a little chain on.
No roll bar.
No roll bar, and that's what.
What about a helmet?
No. Well, we didn't know what a helmet was back then, except for when you rode a motorcycle.
So how did this go?
So this was turned out very interesting because I got in this little go-kart and was speeding around where we lived over there on 9th Street and drove it up under the pickup truck and didn't have a helmet on. And I finally got it stopped before I hit something under the truck and it finally got stopped. And
before it decapitated you?
Yeah, before it cut my head off. And I think Daddy had to run over there and he just picked the back of it up and pulled it out from up under the truck. And he said, "This might not have been a good idea." But he did after he got me out and let me practice and run. I had a pretty good time with that go-kart and everything. And then
go-kart.
And
man,
one of the other best things I ever got was a ball glove. I had went and picked one out somewhere, and it had the nice webbing on it, And I played ball with this thing all through high school and softball and everything. It finally just got so rotted. But I mean, that's probably two of the best gifts that I remember that I ever got that I used for. I didn't use that go-kart for a long time, but that ball glove I got was very,
You were
it
attached
was
to it.
special to me. I mean, because even all the time we moved around, I made sure that, because I played little league ball with it, and it was big enough that I played ball in high school with it and a little bit in college and
Oh.
stuff. So it was a good ball glove. Yeah. So,
Let's see. When I was about the same age, I might have been 8 or 9. And this was when I had a stepsister when Mom was still married to Jimmy. He got a go-kart. He brought a go-kart home, and so my stepsister, she would drive and I would ride in it because I was a little too young to drive it and I was scared of it. But we would whip that thing around in the yard, like in the front and backyard over in Bowie's Creek. And we whipped it around one time, and well, she was driving. She turned the corner and it went up on its side and almost flipped over. But then wham, came back down, and I don't think I ever got back on that thing after that. No helmet either. And then when we moved into our house that we live in now, my neighbors down the street, we got to know them, and they had these twin boys that were older, and they had gone off to college, and they had a go-kart on that street that we live on. It's a private street. And the neighbor said, well, I just saw it, and I was like, I'm going to bring this home for Lincoln, for the kids. And I knew that Lily wouldn't be into it, but I thought for Lincoln and maybe Lando, they'd be into it. And they did have helmets, and it was a 2-seater. And they would ride it some, but I kept it for like a year and a half, and ended up selling it because they didn't want to ride it because they were scared of it.
Yeah.
Which is probably a healthy fear.
Yeah.
After both of our stories.
Yeah.
Because they didn't get into it enough to like actually want, to start doing donuts or accidental rolls. But I thought I was going to be a hero dad, and then they were like, they only wrote it out of obligation.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, why are you so scared? That's not a good tactic to make someone not scared.
Yeah.
So, didn't work out.
But what
And then
about,
years later, I bought the One Wheel, which is that like electric skateboard, and I took Lando and Lincoln out on that. Lincoln almost broke his elbow, and then 2 weeks later is when Lando broke his wrist on it. Yeah.
but what
that's
was
on me.
when you were younger? What was your?
Well, I would ride the golf cart at Nanny and Papa's house, and I was really into that. That's when I was a little bit older, so
Yeah.
the go-kart thing I didn't like, but the golf cart was like, and that wasn't a gift from me, but that was a big one. I had a lot of toys in my room, but I would just set them up and admire them. I wouldn't actually play with my G.I. Joes and my He-Man and my Voltron and all that type of stuff. So,
And all those what's them Lego things you put together?
Yep, I had those too. I wasn't quite as much into those, but I remember I was really excited when I got a Game Boy, the first portable Nintendo, and it had Tetris on it. And then I got the first Super Mario World on that. It was like black and white screen. That was pretty awesome.
Okay. All right. Well, we got another email from Ethan, and it says, can you record a voicemail for me so spammers, scammers, and telemarketers stop calling me so much?
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Well, look right into that camera and talk directly to the spammers, scammers, and telemarketers.
Well, I am so glad that you called today because I don't have anything else to do. And just go ahead and tell me what you're wanting me to do. And when when you get through, I'll be in another room somewhere because I'm not going to be listening to you. And you can just keep talking to this phone and just keep going on and on. And please take my number off this list. And I don't want you calling me ever again. And if you do, I'm going to call the FCC on you or somebody else so they can get you out of your job and you not have a job anymore and find something else to do that's profitable and that don't make people so mad and so irritated like you have done me today. So take my name off this list and don't call me anymore and please tell all them telemarketers to not be calling too. Y'all just all take us off this list because we got a lot better thing to do than listen to you with everything that's going on. So
Tell your friends.
tell your friends and hey, and Ethan, I'm sorry, but this thing that the government says that they got that they can keep them from calling you, I don't believe that thing works either because I've called that number too. So somebody we might have to call them and tell them to get a better plan to where we don't have to get these telemarketers to call us too. So that's just what I'm telling you. So
You told them.
I told them. So I hope maybe that'll help, Ethan, but I don't know if it will or not. But
I think it will. It definitely felt good to hear it.
Yeah, made me feel better, and because they call me all the time too.
For real.
It's time for another edition of What in the Hell is this doohickey?
All right, Dad, now I'm going to show you these doohickeys, and you're going to have to tell me what the hell they are. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, Logan, cue up this first one. For the audio-only listeners, Dad, describe what you're seeing.
It looks like it's supposed to be a bunny rabbit, but it don't look like a bunny rabbit with the eyes that's on it. Is it just a little furry bunny rabbit with a pitchfork?
What's his vibe?
What's his vibe, Lord? Like he's wanting to get into something or get into something that you want to do. I'm trying to.
If you found one of these at your house, what would you do with it?
Probably throw it away.
Why?
Because I don't like it. It just don't give me a good fuzzy feeling.
Well, it is a little fuzzy. You wouldn't want to hang this on your keychain?
Oh no.
What about your rear view mirror of your car?
No, no. I'm not doing that either.
What about give one to a young child?
I mean, why would you want to give something to look at to a young child? It might scare them. I mean,
Are you scared?
Well, no, I ain't scared, but I know I can get rid of it. But I mean,
how much
like
do you
find out what is really this thing?
Well, how much do you think one of these costs?
$30.
Right, but they can resell for hundreds and hundreds or thousands of dollars.
They can.
Yes.
Maybe I should have bought one and not known what I was talking about. So what is it, Logan?
This is a Labubu.
Labubu. See, I wasn't even going to say it like that till you said it. Y'all
Oh.
should have let me pronounce it.
Yep.
Labubu. Labubu. So it's
Labubu.
Yeah, Labubu. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, don't get into those, Dad. It's dangerous. What
Okay.
about this one? Now, I will give you a hint and say this is.
That looks like a tooth you got pulled out of your head.
you can hold it in your hand. It's a little bigger than a tooth. It's more size of it fit in your palm.
Is that a Labubu tooth?
It could be.
Um,
I've only barely a little bit kinda know what this is. What's it called? Put up the word and see if you can pronounce it.
Gucha.
Not really.
Gucha. Gucha. I don't know.
Gua sha.
Guasha. Oh.
Logan, you're gonna have to tell us what this thing does.
A lot of women use it and they kind of sculpt their jawline or their face for lymphatic drainage. And some people think it helps like kind of sculpt to have a better jawline. It's like an ancient Chinese medicine thing.
Oh. I don't know how.
See,
How rubbing something on you is gonna change your jawline?
I
Because
think it drains your lymphatic. If you do this,
Oh.
if you just like start pulling on your face, like everything just starts to drain down, and then it's like you get yourself moving. At least that's what TikTok tries to tell us.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Well, maybe I don't need one of them, and maybe I do. I mean, I have to watch out, and I have to keep checking to make sure my lymph nodes aren't growing because of my leukemia and checking. So maybe I need to get one of them and go up and down.
Well, there you go.
Get you a gua sha.
Yeah, guacha. Yeah. Y'all been out there so long you don't understand Southern anymore?
Since we're in the same room, I think that we should let Logan quiz us and see who can buzz in first to fill in the blanks on these Southern slang phrases. Okay?
Okay.
So you need to come up with what you want your buzz in word to be. Like we need to come up with like a Southern phrase or a Southern sound that we can make instead of, because we don't have buzzers.
Yeehaw!
Okay, you're gonna yeehaw. Help me come up with one. What do you want mine to be? One of my favorite Southern words is directly.
Who?
Directly.
Directly.
Yeah.
Directly. Okay.
It's like I'll be over there directly,
Yeah.
which means soon enough,
Soon enough. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
As soon as I can, not too long, but not a definitive amount of time. Right?
Okay.
That's what it means, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes like and if you say it like, I'll come by directly, it might seem like it's like later.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be my buzz in. The word directly.
Yeehaw.
All right.
Love it. Okay. You ready?
I reckon.
Okay. Matter than.
Yeehaw.
What?
Yes.
Matter than. Well, you can't
Yeah.
buzz in if you don't know.
He was
Well-
madder than.
Yeah. Man,
That's too much time, Dad. Give me a hint. And this is me. You're blocked out.
Chicken is my hint.
Madder than a wet setting hen. Chicken.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes. Now, I don't know why that's a saying. So
Yeah.
do you? Why? So a setting hen is
Hen.
what?
Chicken laying eggs.
That makes sense. And they get mad if they're wet? A chicken doesn't like to get wet when it's laying an egg?
I don't think a chicken likes to get wet, period.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've never heard that one, though? I've heard that one.
Yeah, I heard it.
Madder than a wet setting hen.
Yeah, I was trying to. It just won't come to me. Matter than. I can't remember.
Okay, well, I got that point.
Yeah.
But it was less points. Let's say it's 2 points. If you get it off the bat, it's 1 point with a hint. And then you can get, maybe you can get a point if you can tell me why. And that I didn't know.
Is it madder than a snake that married a garden hose?
Never heard that.
Okay.
Madder than a snake that married a garden hose? That is disappointing.
Yeah.
For the snake.
Yep. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Happy as.
Say that again.
Happy as.
Happy as. Give us the next word. Happy as a. Directly.
Okay.
Happy as a pig in slop.
Ding, 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 ding.
Come on, Dad.
You got it.
Get with it, son. Did you know that one?
Yeah, I'd heard it before, but my brain just ain't working that well. I don't reckon.
All right. Happy as a pig in slop.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Hey, I might blow this out on you.
Yeah, you might.
We'll see about this next one. Okay. Busier than a.
Busier than a.
The last word, I'm going to give you the last word. Sandbox.
Busier than a in a sandbox. I've not heard this one.
Okay.
Hold on. Give us another hint. Busier than a. What would be busy in a sandbox? A kid. Kids are in sandboxes. So busier than a. Directly. Busier than a four-armed boy in a sandbox. I made
Kind of close.
I made that up. Hold on, don't give it up now. Give Dad a hint.
Boy,
It's an animal.
Busier than a cat in a sandbox.
Let's say a four-armed cat.
Busier than a four-armed cat in a sandbox.
It is busier than a one-legged cat in a sandbox.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. A one-legged. Is a sandbox like a litter box, I guess?
I guess because it's
Busier than a one-legged cat.
because it's trying to dig.
Trying to get out?
I don't know.
Like, I mean, cat has 4 legs usually.
Yeah.
Missing 3 is tough. Well, okay. That one's
I don't
kind
know.
of sad. Yeah. That one really didn't
That was
work.
sad.
Okay.
Okay. Slicker than.
Slicker, ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
That's not your buzz. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Slicker than snot on a doorknob.
I had a different one, but that also is one.
Maybe it's not. Maybe he just made
It
that
is.
up.
It is.
Slicker than snot on the doorknob. Gross. Yeah. Do you wipe snot on the doorknob?
Just
Slicker than. Okay. For an additional. So you got 2 points for that. For an additional 2 points, we're going to try to get hers. Give us the next word. Slicker than a.
Pigs.
Pigs.
Snot.
Pig's snot.
On.
a doorknob. I mean,
Slicker than a
pig.
pig's snot, than a pig's snot on a.
I don't get this one.
What is it? We give it.
On a radiator.
What? Never heard that.
You haven't heard that one?
You heard it, Dad? Picker than a.
pig
Slicker
snot.
than a pig's snot
Pig's not on a radiator.
on a radiator because it's hot. When the snot gets hot, it gets
Oh.
slicker. And do pigs have snot?
I thought they were. They don't even sweat. Pigs don't even sweat.
Okay, but do they blow their nose?
Or they root with it.
So you don't know.
No, I don't know.
I thought you worked with pigs, Dad.
I did, but
You didn't notice any snot?
no.
All right, next one.
Okay. That went over like.
I'm gonna give you a chance because I think I know this one. Is the next word like?
That went over like
Yep. That went over like a when something bad happens. You've said this. That went
Yeah.
over like a. Does it start with an F?
uh-huh.
Well,
That went over like a.
fart in a.
You still don't have it? Directly. That went
Yes.
over like a fart in church.
Yes. Ding, ding,
You
ding.
heard that one, right? That went over like a fart in church. Because nobody laughs.
Yeah, not when they fart in church.
Yep. I've said this one. That went over like a fart in church. All right.
Okay.
I'm running away with it.
I think you can get this one. Ain't worth
Ain't worth a.
I don't know. Ain't worth a.
Charles, you've definitely said this.
Next word.
Hill.
Ain't worth a hill. I know it now.
Well, ain't worth a hill of beans.
Correct.
You got to say yeehaw.
You gotta say yeehaw, though.
Yeehaw. Ain't worth a hill of beans.
There you go.
Because a hill of beans, how much would they be worth? A good amount, right? I mean, a hill
It
is a
could be.
big landmark.
Yeah.
And if it was all beans, that'd be worth
they'd,
something.
they'd be worth something. But ain't worth
But maybe a hill of beans is just a little pile. Because you're basically saying it's not worth anything, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's saying that you're making probably too much out of it, that it just ain't
With
worth
a hill of beans.
ain't worth a hill of beans.
But I think a hill of beans is valuable. So
Okay, we'll do one more. It's 3-2. So Charles, you can tie it right now.
Do what?
Link
Oh,
has
okay.
3 points. You've
you're
got 2.
losing, Dad.
Yeah.
Do you want to tie or not?
Yeah.
Okay. As useful as an
Yeehaw.
yes.
It's useful as a tit on a bull hog.
A what? Say that
It's
again.
useful as tits on a bull hog.
A bull hog?
Boar hog.
Boar hog.
Yeah, male hog.
As useful as tits on a
I
boar
thought it was
hog.
tits on a bull, but that's not actually what I have. But that also does work.
Yeah, I've said
Well,
that.
now he's tied it.
Is useful as tits on a bull hog, because bull hog don't have tits on it where
Right.
they do have some, but they don't have no milk where a pig can.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
I had-
apparently there's another one. Let me try to
Okay.
beat you. As useful as a what is it? As useful as a give me the next word.
Ashtray.
What?
What?
As useful as an ashtray in where's the place where you can't smoke? Place where you can't smoke is as useful as an ashtray and a gas station. Where can you not smoke? As useful as an ashtray in an emphysema clinic. Ouch. As useful as an ashtray in
Useful as ashtray in hell.
okay.
Both. I like both answers.
As useful as an ashtray in a place where people just as useful as an ashtray in a land where it's socially acceptable to ash anywhere you want.
Useful as ashtray where you smoke.
As useful as an ashtray in a chewing tobacco convention.
As useful as an ashtray on a motorcycle.
Because they're in cars, or they used to be.
Yeah.
I seem to think that I've seen an ashtray on a motorcycle. Have you ever seen an ashtray on a motorcycle?
I ain't never been on one of mine.
What about like a big gold wing? They had everything.
I don't think it had an ashtray though.
Yeah, okay.
Papa had a silver wing. It didn't have one.
Okay. As useful as an ashtray on a motorcycle.
I don't believe I ever heard that one.
Okay.
All right, Dad. We tied by the
is
skin of your teeth.
Well, it's been fun, and this is our last one where we'll be till I get back home, till we'll be sitting not side by
Across
side
the
anymore.
country.
Across the country. So, but all you Myrtle Beach, it was fun having all y'all here with us today. And we'll be back next week for another one. And don't forget to follow and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. And while you're at it, rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. If you got a question, comment, or story you'd like to share with me, email me at ratherbesagging53@aol.com. And y'all have a great rest of your week. And we can't wait to see if you can find some tits on a bull hog somewhere. So have a good time, and I'll see you across the country next time, son.
Good work, Dad. Boop. And we're going to do one of these. Yeah. Love you.
Watch all of Wonderhole Season 2 now on the Rhett and Link YouTube channel.